Hi, I'm Jennifer Nicely with Pinnacle Real Estate Academy. We are talking about South Carolina purchase and sales agreements today and how to fill them out when it comes to commission. So I have had tons of questions, tons of phone calls about this. The South Carolina purchase and sales agreement changed over August 1st of 2024, and people are still trying to piece together how these documents work and how you can tie them in. So there is word on the street that a compensation agreement has to be signed every single contract, and that is not true. If you have watched any of our other videos, we have a series on compensation agreements and when and how they need to be signed. So make sure you follow that, subscribe to our YouTube channel today to keep the latest information in front of you. So let's talk about the purchase and sales agreement. In paragraph 6, there are 4 subcategories underneath it, and we are specifically talking about 6.4. Here it is on the screen for you to see. Now, this is talking about the seller helping the buyer pay for closing costs. Now, these closing costs, a portion of them could go towards a buyer's agent's compensation to help that buyer with closing cost assistance, or this money could go towards your regular closing costs, inspections, appraisals, all the things it takes to actually get into a home. So here's where I'm seeing the confusion. Some agents are saying that they have to have a compensation agreement signed and they have to put their compensation in the purchase and sales agreement under 6.4. That is not always the case. So let's dissect this a little bit. Let's talk about the wrong way to do it. If I have a buyer's agency agreement that says that I charge a 4% compensation, and during negotiations, the seller has agreed or the listing agent has agreed to pay 4% for the buyer's agent's compensation, and we put that on a compensation addendum or agreement, that's the only thing we have to do. It does not have to go into the purchase and sales agreement. But what I'm seeing people do is get a compensation agreement, put 4% on it, everyone signs off on it, and then they also go to 6.4 in the purchase and sales agreement, and they add the 4% there too. So now they have it on a compensation agreement and the purchase and sales agreement. Here's the problem with that. That is now saying that the buyer's agent is going to earn 8% compensation because you have 2 agreements coming from 2 different directions earning 2 different forms of 4%. So the other caveat to this is a buyer's agent cannot earn more than what is in their buyer's agency agreement, which in this particular case was 4%. But by filling out the compensation agreement with 4% and filling out Section 6.4 in the purchase and sales agreement that says 4%, that's basically saying that agent is going to make 8%, and that is inaccurate. Now, when is the time that you could use both? Because there are opportunities to use both. Let's stick with the hypothetical 4%. This buyer's agent is charging a 4% compensation. Their buyer's agency agreement reflects that, and the buyer has agreed that their agent can make 4%. Now, they have negotiated during the offer to purchase that the seller or listing agent is going to assist in paying the buyer's agent's compensation, and the seller has decided we're going to pay the buyer's agent 3%. We will assist with the 3%, and they put that on the compensation agreement. Well, this particular buyer in this hypothetical story has agreed with the buyer and the buyer's agent that the buyer's agent can earn up to 4%. So then they take that additional 1 and put it in the purchase and sales agreement under 6.4 to total up to the 4 that is in the agency agreement. That would work. You could do that, not a problem. But what you can't do is put 4 on the compensation agreement and 4 in the purchase and sales agreement. Again, you can put it on both if it adds up to the total that the buyer has agreed that you can earn in the buyer's agency agreement. Hopefully this helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Comment on this video below. Check out our website. We're teaching classes on this all the time, and we get into the nitty-gritty about it. And if you'd like to really stay on top of the market, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Pinnacle Real Estate Academy.